And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of AR Mock Battles. Next week, we are going into Astra Animus season. I do actually have 2 volunteers lined up for that as well, so you can expect a Mock Battles video next week. And after that, the queue will be empty again, unless you decide to fill it up. If you would like to volunteer your map for a mock battle, please just go ahead and leave your friend code in the comment section, and I'll make sure to send a request your way. With that said, that is all I have for you this video. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. The first map belongs to IG Tharja's Hex. Let's go ahead and take a look at this setup. We have, interesting, somewhat space oppression-ish. I was going to say possibly restore trap, but then there's a healing tower here, so that kind of stops the more trappish elements of having Camilla go over to restore Ike. Oh, she doesn't even have restore. Alright, so, skills. Peony, interestingly enough, has double fortress depth. Since her defense still isn't anywhere near enough to stop Milla from isolating her, I'm assuming that's just to stop her from attacking things? She also has Fly Formation, Joint Drive Attack, Bond of the Alpha, Gentle Dream, and Moonbow. Yoon has Fury, Sabotage Res, Chaos Named, Fortress Res, Chaos Manifest, No Assist, and Moonbow. Eliwood has ARD Speed Res, Lull Speed Death, Panic Smoke, Hardy Bearing, Blazing Durandal, No Assist, and Glacies. Camilla is carrying Attack Speed Push, Wrathful Staff, Ground Orders, Aerobatic, Sunbreather, No Assist, and Miracle. Bramimond has Attack Def Push, Low Attack Res, Impenetrable Dark, Death Blow, Void Tome, Rally Defense, and Moonbow. And finally, Ike has Distant Counter, Null Follow-Up, Pulse Smoke, Fort Def Res, Irvin, No Assist, and Miracle. Okay, interesting Miracle Ike. Don't see that a whole lot, or at least I don't. Weaknesses... I guess the really big one that sticks out to me is this space right here. If you were to encounter somebody who has an air that still is carrying their Mystic Boost, you could just stick them here. Takes the hit from Camilla, and if you pair it with Milla's Isolation, just isolate up this column, that's all you have to deal with on the enemy face. Because Camilla, I mean, even if Peony still had to refresh, Camilla would block this spot from anybody trying to get to it. So Bramimond couldn't go in and attack. Eliwood can't reach this location. So that's an important consideration, I think. That said, I don't have a Mystic Boost Air. I could maybe pull this strategy off. I do have teams with Milla on him, and my air could probably take a round of combat with a Camilla. But given this layout, I think it's probably easier. This is a dark season with no hell in sight, so Sita might be able to deal with that Eliwood, and if she can, then that's going to be move up, refresh with Peony, attack Camilla, take out the Bramimond. So can Sita deal with this Eliwood? Freya is on the team right now, so she actually has 58 attack, which is nice. No lull attack, so she gets, if I refresh with Peony, that's a buff, plus she's in the same column, so plus 6. 64, it's plus 50% for triangle advantage, 96. Oh, nope, you're dead. You are very dead. Which actually means you're probably going to be prioritized because you don't die, and once you attack, you're going to get refreshed, and that's going to provide him with a plus 3 defense buff, but you're still dead. And I haven't even factored in Pegasus Flight and Speed Def Rain yet. Cool. Okay. Oh, wait. I guess I don't really... I mean, they basically just cancel out Blazing Durandal, don't they? I mean, it's one more point than Blazing Durandal gives. So I kind of have. Sort of. Not really. But he still dies. Long story short. As for how worth caring about that is, I don't know. That's up to you to decide. I don't think it's super worth caring about. You're not going to get a whole lot of people who run teams with Gale Forces that can also enemy phase and deal with an Eliwood. Like, the number of units who can do that, not particularly high. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, they'd also have to they'd also have to fly to actually get to the Camilla. Maybe cavalry. No, but then you put your refresher in range of... I mean, I guess you don't really, because you just reposition them out. Huh. Interesting. Just something to think about. Maybe it is worth moving this trap here, because this trap, I don't think it really gives Ike a whole lot of protection. You can smite someone onto this. You can have them here and just smite them, and then they can walk out for free. So I don't think that really does a lot to help him. Granted, again, I'm not really sure how much of a problem it is to let people Gale Force through that Camilla, but just something I noticed. And I guess if that were here, I'd just start things off by nuking Ike with Lysithea or something. Anyway, that's what I see. Let's go ahead and try a Seed Raiding Party. I maybe should have actually run the numbers on the Camilla matchup to make sure Sita doesn't OHKO and make sure she does double. So, but oh well. So you do have a Dark Shrine, so I need to do...
Let's go.
Let's do this.
What can I do? The glimmer of life.
Actually get Azura to refresh something. Now I can refresh with Peony. That provides defense buffs to, or a defense buff, because her Gentle Dream isn't going to override the Fortify Res. He gets a +3, so she now has higher defenses than Sita. Sita's going to be able to go straight through the Camilla and the Bramamond. And then Freya can... I don't know. This doesn't really matter where I put... Actually, wait. If I put her here, that's going to draw Ike's fire. Huh. I don't think she dies. I mean, she has Nightmare Horn. Does she die? Yeah, screw it. It's a mock battle. Okay, so we should see an attack out of Ike into Freya. Exactly, that's what I was thinking. Okay, she doesn't die. She doesn't even come close. Yun's definitely not going to kill 30 HP. Yeah. Okay, so Eliwood's next, I think. Probably. Yep, and he dies. And then Peony dies. Okay, so that was pretty cool. And then because Freya's cavalry, I can just run her all the way out. And she'll be fine. Ta-da! Now I do this, and this, and this. And I can go fight Sita on the enemy phase. Azura is still taking Dark Shrine. No field buffs on... Well, I guess Azura had the Fortify Res. Okay, so Sita doesn't get Gale Force because of Ike's Pulse Smoke, but he doesn't have a combat-oriented special, so he doesn't kill her at all either. So delete the healing tower to stop him from doing that. And gosh, I don't know. I don't think I can get anybody. Well, if this is real, then that's going to be minimum of 10 damage. No, I can't warp anyone to her after 10 damage, so I'm not going to take the risk. Hit end turn. Ike, okay, attacks from there. I was basically expecting that. So now I should actually be able to finish him off. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Sita just finishes that job there. Okay, not too bad at all. Alright, so that's a pretty specific situation. Again, not many Gale Forcers are going to be able to pull that off. So yeah, just a consideration. I guess the things to watch are this spot, and maybe think about doing that. I don't know. Up to you. In any case, thank you very much for sharing your map. Let's go ahead and move on to map number 2. The second map belongs to Wave. We'll go ahead and take a look at the setup. This is one of the maps where I did take some time, just poke at it a bit, and try various things out, and I will go over what the map is, what its goals are, and after that I will show you my final clear version, I guess. So, let's take a look at skills. We have Leaf with Attack, Def, Push, Lull Attack, Res, Fatal Smoke, Hardy Bearing, Thealfy, No Assist, Glimmer. Triandra with Sturdy Impact, Wings of Mercy, Speed, Res, Rain, Aerobatics, Flower of Sorrow, Frightful Dream, and Moonbow. Azura has Fury, Wings of Mercy, Infantry Pulse, Distant Guard, Candy Cane, Sing, and Moonbow. Chrom has Sturdy Impact, Lull Attack, Def, Times Pulse, Quicken Pulse, Round Breather, To Change Fate, and Deadeye. Gashry is carrying Distant Counter, Crafty Fighter, AR Far Save, Def Res Bond, Courtly Candle Swap, and Bonfire. And finally, the Hell has Distant Counter, Guard Bearing, Ground Orders, Mystic Boost, Hell's Reaper, No Assist, and Luna. So I realized pretty early on that the only team that I had that really stood a chance was the Elise team, and actually as a result of seeing this kind of setup here, went and disbanded the Katarina team, and I put together a quick test for a team that I will eventually use that matches up better into this setup, particularly this left-hand side with Crom and Leaf. Obviously, none of my current teams really deal well with that on the enemy phase, and of course, enemy phase is the best way to deal with savior skills. So yeah, that's something I ended up doing. But with the Elise team, the first tries I did, I just kind of threw something together, and when that didn't work, I just chucked stuff at the wall, see what would stick, and nothing stuck. This isn't really the type of setup that the Elise team you can just kind of throw stuff at and hope something works. That's unfortunately. So that was actually, it was kind of late at night. I came back in the morning, I looked at it, and I actually decided, you know what, let's think about this, see what happens when I apply gravity to various units, because the interesting thing about Farsave is that it'll allow you to apply gravity pretty selectively to basically whoever you want with the Elise's staff. So this is what I eventually came up with. So I kicked things off by doing some trap testing. I was fortunate in that both of the traps I tested turn 1 were the real ones, but it wasn't necessary. That wasn't required at all. There was definitely enough. There's definitely enough time, as you will see by the end of the clear, to get everything, or even this trap tested. I guess this trap doesn't really need to be tested. So let me hit end turn here, take 1. I think I do need 1 more turn of setup. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so I need to do this. And I wanted to make sure that I had isolation on the Crom, because the to change fate was really the only thing that would screw me up with the approach that I had planned. So, Elise can actually take out Gatry in 2 rounds of combat. Not 1, though. But with a refresh here, that gives Azura the Gentle Dream Warp bonus. So what I ended up doing was I had Elise attack Crom for the second round of combat. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to apply the gravity penalty to Leaf. There was also the option of attacking Triandra, but I didn't want Azura getting the penalty. It turns out that it didn't really matter. I could have done either way. But what I figured was I'd do this, right? That gets rid of the Gatry, and it applies the gravity to the Leaf, reducing his range.
Yes.
And then I repositioned Azura in so she can warp and take out the Triandra. That's why I didn't need to isolate either of the 2 refreshers, because now I can just do this. And what I was thinking would happen was Hell would attack Elise, and then Azura, because she does have the Ground Orders bonus, she can then warp in and attack Air, and she will be forced to. She won't be able to refresh because she has a target that she can deal at least 5 damage to. What actually ended up happening was Azura actually came down first. She attacked Elise, and she does that again, obviously, because the AI is deterministic. And Hell is basically just forced to do nothing, which is fine by me. And then Elise takes out Crom because Crom's res is horrible. And also because Azura dealing damage to her made it so that Crom's round breather didn't have any effect anymore. Then... see, oh wait, actually. I might be able to optimize this slightly now that I look at it. Because I believe if I do this... that should actually give Air... yes, it gives her exactly enough damage to deal with the Azura. And then Elise has her pick of either of you 2. Let's go with the Hell, I think. I don't think... yeah, I can get out of range of the Leaf. And then I do this. Yeah, and the Leaf moves somewhere. Oh, he moves towards Peony. He moves towards Peony?
Yes.
I guess Air's a bonus unit. Oh yeah, no, that's what I determined. That's what I determined last night. Because Air is a bonus unit, he goes towards Peony. Even though he has triangle disadvantage, he just deals more damage to her.
Yes.
Because Air's extra 4 res makes it so that she takes less from him in a single round of combat. Anyway, Elise is now able to take out the Leaf, and that is the map. So really nice job on putting that together. That is a difficult setup, or maybe it's Maybe it's, hopefully it's not specific to me, but it might just be because my defensive teams were not, at the time I initially tried, well equipped to deal with blue-red, especially armor-effective blue-red. Like, maybe not armor-effective blue-red, I could have gotten something going, but with armor-effective, that was a non-starter. So I did end up having to figure something out with Elise. And yeah, that was the clear. So thank you very much for sharing, and that is the last map for this batch. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of AR Mock Battles. Next week, we are going into Astra Anima season. I do actually have 2 volunteers lined up for that as well, so you can expect a Mock Battles video next week. And after that, the queue will be empty again, unless you decide to fill it up. If you would like to volunteer your map for a mock battle, please just go ahead and leave your friend code in the comment section, and I'll make sure to send a request your way. With that said, that is all I have for you this video. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.